Hey guys, what is going on? This is JackAttack45 and today I have a Borsig tank review for you. Now, I would normally show the armor values here, but this is not necessary on this tank. There is 0 armor. Everyone shoots high explosive at the Borsig, so don't worry about the armor. There's none to speak of. Now, why is this tank I would say it's legitimately overpowered. I really think that this tank is ridiculously overpowered. We'll talk about that throughout the video. But this gun is crazy. 128 millimeter on a tier 8 tank. This is a tier 10 gun. It has 246 penetration, so it basically can pen anything you can shoot at. Pretty much no problem. I would say no problem, but there is some tanks, that are very tough to get through. E3, T110 E3 is one of them. E100 is also pretty hard to get through. But this tank will tear pretty much any tank to pieces. Now, it does have 490 alpha damage, and that is on a 9.4 second reload. So crazy alpha on this tank. And this tank only has 1100 hit points. So it basically does half its life in one shot, which is pretty crazy. Now, what is good about the Borsig? Well, obviously the gun and the camo rating this tank has. The camo rating on this tank is insane, as I think I'm going to putting a bouncing off the E75's turret. Now, obviously, when it comes to tier 9s and tier 10s, you're going to have to shoot at weak spots with this gun. But most of the time, you really don't have to shoot with weak spots in this gun. I think that's why it makes it so good. It does have really good accuracy as well, but sometimes this gun does troll you a little bit. I think this was one of the games where it trolled me a little bit in the middle, but still ended up with a good game. And this ends up being my mastery badge in this tank as well. Now, I didn't really expect the mastery in this game, but it was my mastery, so I will be uploading it, of course, for the tank review. That is the plan with basically all my mastery badges. I'm going to try to do a tank review and talk you guys through what I think about the tank. Now, like I said, I think this tank is overpowered. Why? Well, because it combines the crazy stealth with a crazy gun. And with 9.1 coming up, I think this tank will honestly still be very good, even though the tank destroyer camo bonus is being removed when firing. I still think this tank will be very viable, very good because of its gun. It's a tier 8 tank with a tier 10 gun. I mean, you really cannot go wrong with 490 alpha damage every 9.5 seconds. Now, other than that, I mean, there's really not much to the Borsig. It's kind of just one of those tanks where you kind of have to camp in the back and you kind of have to stay stealth. Like I said before with the Stewart & Mill, like I said, I don't know if I did a national review. With the Stewart & Mill, if you get spotted, you pretty much die, and that's how this tank works. This tank has a bit more hit points than the Stewart & Mill, but it's going to be facing a lot stronger tanks, so you got to be watching out for any point in time where anyone can pen you. Most of the time, like I said, they will even shoot HE at you, and that's one of the times where the gun trolls you. I don't know why that shot went so low. It went very low, and watch this shot once again, right underneath. And it is a 404 meter shot, but I still think that shot should at least hit his turret or at least hit something. Pretty much fully covered up there, and of course 71 damage to finish that T44 off. Now, I am playing with Bane and Sick here, so we do have a pretty good platoon. Sick is also in his Borsig, and we do have a 65% chance to win. So I didn't think this game was going to be that difficult, and that's why I moved up here a little bit. I figured they could hold their own up in the top corner of the map, and look at that alpha, 514 damage. Even for an IS-8, that is basically a third of his health, so he's not having any of that. And then look at this reload one more time. Another 448 damage. So in 2 shots, that's 1,000 of his health gone. Now, this tank actually has crazy DPM. It has 3,000 DPM, which is just insane. When you're using, this is the perfect environment for a Borsig, though. Firing from 500 meters away, that IS-8 really didn't stand a chance. And I think that's why Wargaming has kind of moved away from the maps with lots of cover and lots of tank destroyer camo bonus, because tanks like this are in the game now, and as you can see, that IS-8 was not very happy. I did 1,500 damage in about 20 seconds to that guy, and that's gotta suck. It really does. Well, sorry, about 30 seconds. That's really gotta suck. And this Waffentrager is actually gonna take a I'm going to take a shot from him, and that is my tier 9 counterpart, and of course he has a big gun as well, so that wasn't really ideal, but I've already done 2,600 and 31 damage, so can't really complain about that. The Black Prince is going to walk into my firing line, and that is another 528 damage. Now, the crazy thing about this tank, though, is the fact that the stock grind is not even close to a grind. I think this is arguably one of the best stock tanks in the game, because it gets this crazy gun. It gets the 128 millimeter right off the bat, and look at that accuracy. See, now sometimes the gun will troll you, and sometimes it will behave perfectly. And look at that goes right into the Waffenträger's gun mantlet and takes him out. So nice shot there. And I already have 4 kills. I don't even know what happened. It went from, you know, barely any damage, and both those shots trolling me on the IS-8 to perfect. I mean, it's a really weird gun, but like I said, it reloads every 9 seconds, so it really doesn't matter. If you miss one shot, you'll have another one downrange, no problem. And this is I think the second time I've been spotted this whole game, and I don't remember if I take any more damage or not, but this is kind of close for comfort. Normally you want to be a bit farther away from your opponents when you're in the Borsig, and ooh, that shot just barely misses. That T-20 just barely drives forward right as I shoot, so I didn't get any damage on him, but as you can see, this game is coming to a close, and guys, this is how easy the Borsig is. I mean, there's really not much to this tank. I actually have told people that I enjoyed the Stuart & Mill more just because it was a little bit more of a challenge. There really is nothing to this tank. You sit in the back, you have a tier 10 gun, you can pen pretty much anything you come across, and if you're able to stay stealth, if you're able to use the camo mechanics of the game, it's really, you just rack up tons and tons of damage, and I think I average about 2.5k damage in this tank. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. This tank is ridiculously good, and if you guys want to play a tank that is just way too good for its tier, this is definitely it. We're going to go on over to the score screen now, and as you can see, I ended up with about 4,000 damage there. So simple game, simple tank, really. Let's go on over to the score screen. And here we are at the Borsig Mastery score screen. Now, what I said right before we left off on the commentary was the fact that I liked the Stuart & Mill better than this tank. Now, I like playing the Stuart & Mill better than this tank. I still think the Borsig is a way better tank. I just find it so good that it's kind of boring for me to play. So take that with a grain of salt. You guys will probably like it because it does tons and tons of damage, but I kind of like a challenge a little bit. This tank just seems really good right now. So that is why I said that. But ended up with a 3.5k double for that one. I hit 78% of my shots, so not actually that good. Like I said, the gun can troll you, and I actually did 4,059 damage, and that was a 4,800 win 8 game, so not too shabby there. Of course, that was my mastery badge, and as you can see, me and Sick, the tank is just ridiculous. We finished top 2 on damage in a tier 9 game, and Sick actually said that was his mastery badge as well. So I don't know if the week was just a little lackluster in terms of Borsig masteries, but that was a pretty simple mastery. Like I said, you know, just kind of sit in the back, hang out, let people spot for you, and put the gun to work. And I actually ended up making 25,000 credits on that game. So guys, if you do enjoy the Borsig, let me know down in the comment section below. I like it. I think it's a really good tank. I just don't like it as much because it's so easy to play. It's so simple, really. But guys, this tank is amazing. If you haven't picked it up yet, you have to get it. It is crazy good, and like I said, I think it's really OP. I think it's really overpowered, and it's very hard to stop, just like the tier 10 is very hard to stop as well. Guys, I hope you did enjoy. This has been JackieTech45 signing out. Peace.